Hi, this video is quite close to my heart because this is something that I've been observing in the world way too much, and I thought that I should talk about it. Now, before I get deeper into this, and there's some real gold in here that you should listen to, and I think it will open up your mind to a few of the things that you probably might have felt somewhere in the past, but you probably could not put your finger onto. And you were a bit, confused as to how things are working when it comes to money and richness and luxury and stuff. Why am I a fit person to talk about this topic? Very honestly, I'm not going to hide anything from you. Just about 4 or 5 years ago, I was lying in the tax bracket where I was exempt from tax. I was not paying anything in tax. And now, because I have sort of built a certain setup online, I teach. I used to be exempt from paying taxation because my income was so low. I've already spoken about this, but I will anyway give you a little idea. So I was struggling. I am a chartered accountant. I quit that profession. I got into teaching. I taught offline. I taught in schools. I taught in coaching centers. And then somewhere during that phase, I started to make my videos, and people really enjoyed listening to my English videos. They really wanted to learn English from me, which sort of opened door for me to teach online. Because of course, if you do something offline, if you do something online, there is a vast difference. You can reach millions of more people if you do the thing that you were doing offline, online. So yes, that's how I shifted my base and stuff happened. Now, I'm in a position where I can afford luxury. But, very honest, I don't spend money on buying useless things. I don't. I don't have Louis Vuittons. I don't have luxury bags. I don't have luxury watches. I don't have luxury sunglasses. I don't have that stuff. Believe me, I do have a couple of shades that have been gifted to me. I did not spend a rupee on them. And I will tell you why I did that, why I do this, and how it changed my life. I cannot tell you how unburdened I feel because of that. And this is what this video is about. Of course, when I started to make money and money started to come to me, it was new to me. Of course, I wanted to buy stuff. Of course, there was this inertia, there was this pull that, okay, it's been long, you've not spent any money on yourself because you had no money, you were struggling for so many years. Get something for yourself. I remember the first time I made some check from YouTube, it was 1,70,000 rupees, by the way. I went to a mall in Delhi, in Gurgaon, and I bought a few cosmetics for myself because I had to use them for my videos. I remember spending 6,500 rupees that day. Very real, original memory. My then boyfriend, my now husband, he took me there. We bought this stuff, and that was the only thing I bought. I came home. So I do not have money for useless shit. Sorry for the language. I spend my money in the most sensible way, in the most responsible way. And I'm not going to talk about the charity stuff here. I know some people comment and then they tell you, ma'am, you should do charity and stuff. Rest assured, I do that, but I'm not going to talk about that, okay? Because my parents have taught me not to talk about these things online. I don't want to show off about that. This video is about why I stopped chasing luxury some 4-5 years ago. Of course, I did splurge some money back then. Only a few thousands, not more than that. But now I live a very simple life. I am the most simple person you will know. If you will ever meet me on a street, and I don't know if somebody is there watching this video who's met me on the street, please tell the people in the comments that I actually am really simple. And the version that you see online is the version of this real person that you will meet offline if you ever do. And I would love to do that if I can. So I'll tell you why this is important and why I've chosen this lifestyle for myself. Why I feel that living a simple life is really important, and why chasing luxury actually kills you in more ways than you can imagine. Some of the most anxious people that I've met were surrounded by luxury. I wouldn't mention names, though in my notes here I have this I have lots and lots of stuff that I've written here that I want to talk about. I've met a lot of content creators, many, some very famous ones. Imagine a content creator right now. Yeah, that person, I've met that person. It's like that. I've met everybody. And most of those people are spending lavishly on themselves. No harm. Okay, good for them. It's something I don't choose for myself. Looking rich and feeling rich are two very different experiences. Okay? Luxury can promise you satisfaction, but it mostly delivers pressure. The more visible somebody's lifestyle is to you, the less settled they often feel. This need to display wealth usually appears before the feeling of security. So people who are too indulgent and spend lavishly on luxuries, I'm telling you, most of the times they don't feel really secure. I'm not talking about Ambani level guys, okay? Not them. For them, luxury is probably necessity. I don't know. But for normal people like us, okay? If you're spending heavily on bags and cars and phones. My phone is, by the way, 3.5 years old and I still use it every day to shoot videos. अच्छा चल रहा है, क्यों change करूं मैं? So it's important to feel secure than to have all that stuff in your cupboard that keeps lying there. My problem with luxury is that it only works in comparison. And comparison really never ends. There's always somebody who's richer, louder, and one upgrade ahead of you, always in the race of life. What looks aspirational online often feels exhausting offline. Luxury thrives on being seen, richness doesn't. And today in this video, we are going to compare the difference between these two. I want you to feel rich rather than buying luxury. Luxury does not promise feeling rich. We rarely talk about how expensive it is to maintain an image. But it is true. I think Urvashi Rautela is a very good example of that. With all due respect to her, I'm not questioning her way of life, but anytime I open her profile, I don't usually do that, but sometimes if I do, I just see all this gold, gold, gold and diamonds and riches and everything splurged all over the profile. It's extremely expensive to maintain that image. Luxury is visible, but wealth is invisible. Somebody who really has deep pockets will probably not be flaunting a lot online. Many people look rich, but they feel anxious. You need to know that. If you're not rich right now, you don't feel rich right now. It's okay. It's okay. No big deal. A lot of us have gone through that stuff and have gone through that race. I'm just telling you that feeling rich does not always come from money. It's things beyond that. So money and richness are not the same experience. Why is this video important to you? It is important to you because it will talk about psychological trap of chasing luxury. Why chasing luxury changes behavior. It creates this illusion of arrival, which is extremely important to dismiss in real life. And it will tell you what actually makes people feel rich. Let's first understand the core difference between luxury and richness. Okay, luxury is consumption-based, but richness is state-based. If you are rich or you're not, but luxury is what you're consuming. Luxury depends on what you buy. Richness depends on what you don't worry about. Big difference. One is external validation and the other is internal security. The psychological trap of chasing luxury. Luxury creates a moving finish line. Okay, it's like a line that you're chasing that once I reach there, I'm going to stop this behavior and I'm not going to live like this. But every time you are approaching that finish line, it pushes ahead. And then you're chasing that line, new line. And then after that, another line. It just never ends. The standards are always rising faster than your satisfaction level. What once felt special becomes baseline. Like for you, buying an iPhone could feel special, but the moment you buy it, it feels ordinary to you. Now, 1 year, 2 years from now, you want to buy the pro version of it or probably the most updated new iPhone. Only then you feel satisfied. So this finish line is always moving ahead. So each time you touch the finish line, you adapt to it. It becomes ordinary to you and then you're again chasing something new. The desire is always expanding with exposure. The more you see in the world, the more you go out, the more you want. This never-ending cycle of want never really ends. And this is what I realized. I mean, in the beginning, when I started to see this new money, and after this 4 5 year period when I had no money and my career was like really questionable around then. I was a CA, but I was not making anything. Everything seemed like a question mark. And then suddenly this phase was over and I started to make some money. My desires were expanding way too fast, and it sort of opened my eyes to the reality. For 1 year or so, I did spend, I did. But I realized really quickly, I told my husband that, hey, just bear with me for a few more months. I'm going to stop this. And I really did. I really did. I stopped that behavior. I'm living a very basic life, very simple. Like literally, if you see my pajama right now, it's totally faded and I love it so much. I don't want to give it away. I want to continue using it for the coming 5 7 years. I don't want to give it away. It's so good, so comfortable. See, luxury is loud, but wealth is quiet. And as a human being, and probably as a youngster, you really need to understand this difference. Luxury is loud because it's flashy. Every luxurious item, people want to do it for their logos. Most of the times, I see people buying such ugly bags only because of that Louis Vuitton. Personal opinion, I really don't like their designs, but whatever. Sometimes I feel they just want that logo. They don't care about the design of the stuff at all. Okay, but wealth is quiet. Wealth is feeling satisfied in what you have, and you have enough. Okay, of course, wealth comes from this feeling of having enough. I have enough. I can take care of myself. That is being wealthy, and you can start feeling wealthy right now. Luxury needs to be seen to work. Wealth doesn't need witnesses. People displaying luxury often seek reassurance. And that is why they are indulging into all these flashy items. There are people I've seen who would wear loud logos head to toe and look like a complete joker. 2026, new Alina, I've changed. Now I speak my mind. Yeah, I find it stupid. Head to toe, your cap is Louis Vuitton, your shirt is Gucci. Okay, you get the point. Your shoes are Louboutins. You look like a moron if you do that. It's so against fashion. It's not even good fashion, right? So displaying luxury, why are you doing that? Because you're looking for reassurance in people's eyes. Silence around money usually signals stability. If I am stable, I don't need to shout loudly through these brands that I'm carrying on my body as a canvas. I am the canvas. Look at me. I've got so much money. No, it's stupid, and it shows lack of stability in your brain. It shows that you're always looking for people's validation going around. This calmness of not needing to signal, this is real wealth, where I know I've got it. I know I have my stuff together. I'm not using the right word here, and I know that, but I want to keep it decent for everybody. Everybody is viewing. So I've got my stuff together. I don't need your reassurance. I don't need your validation. I'm good. That is real wealth. That is where you feel happy and satisfied in life. Luxury exists only in comparison. By comparison, I mean, oh, you're wearing that brand. I'm wearing this brand. I've got more luxurious item than you. There's always this comparison that you're making silently, subconsciously, when you're too indulgent on the side of brands. You're choosing which brand to own next, and there's a list on your mind. This is all the stuff that I want to buy, and you're going all in. There is always someone one level above. You know that you can never really be on top. I mean, on the top. Never. Richness collapses the comparison ladder. So once you truly feel rich inside, you feel race. See what I did there? This comparison ladder, that it just collapses. There is no comparison. You're stable, you're happy, you are relaxed, and you emit that aura around you. More people want to get connected to you. More people want to borrow that calmness from you. More people want to be in touch with you. They want to learn from you. Believe me, if you can I've been using the same set of shoes for the last 4 years in my gym, and they're torn inside from outside. There are leaks, but it's not really torn from outside. Inside, totally gone. And sometimes when my trainer asks me to take the shoes off because I have to do some deadlift or something, it's embarrassing. But he says, मैम आपको क्या जरूरत है? आपसे तो लोग सीख रहे हैं, आपको क्या जरूरत है? आप ऐसे मत सोचो. It feels amazing, getting that kind of compliment. Okay, it feels like I'm boasting. I don't want to boast about myself, but I truly want to impart this message of being satisfied in what you've got. The most rich people are not flaunting. Peace comes from enough, not more. More is different from enough. If you have enough, you're peaceful, you're already rich. If you are too much into luxury stuff, you will barely ever feel satisfied in isolation. You will always feel this constant urge, need to be surrounded with people. And you probably may not even feel peaceful around them. But you still want people to be around you because you've spent money on that stuff. Now you want to show off. It's sitting in your cupboard and it's causing you anxiety. Oh my God, I spent 4 lakh rupees on this bag and I've not used it once. I've got to do something. I've got to go somewhere. You get it now? Spending becomes identity driven. There is this identity that you've created in your own head, and now it has to be matched with your spending habits. So decisions become image protective. They don't come natural to you. You plan those decisions. And a lot of those decisions will not even make financial sense. Of course, luxury barely ever makes financial sense. Financial choices start serving your ego. Anxiety increases as appearances must be maintained, not just online, offline, meeting people. Your anxiety levels are going up. This pressure to keep up quietly drains your joy. Anything that you buy, you're buying it for people's pleasure and not for your own pleasure. It's draining your own joy. It's making you into somebody you can't even recognize after a point. People expect a moment where they'll finally feel rich. That moment keeps getting postponed. It never really arrives. I told you that concept of pushing finishing line. It keeps changing. There is always a new finish line. It never is reached. Each milestone reveals another threshold. Once I reach this level, I'll feel rich. I'll feel settled in life. I'll feel like I'm done. Okay, I don't want to do any further. But it never happens. The mind never really stops there. First milestone is always basic comfort. Next threshold is better comfort. And then finally, status comfort. Then comparison comfort. The moment you reach one level, your reference point shifts. So the finish line is really just an illusion. It never occurs to you. It never really happens to you. What once felt like a lot becomes your new normal. It becomes your new ordinary. And normal quickly becomes not enough. Nothing is enough for you anymore. So instead of arrival, you experience brief relief. Believe me, no bigger truth than this. You never will feel that you arrived in life if you're indulgent on luxuries. Never. What you will feel is just a momentary relief of reaching, of buying that item that you longed for, okay? Followed by a new expectation. This cycle never ends. That's why chasing external milestones rarely creates lasting richness. It doesn't. Your life shouldn't be lived that way. If you really wanna reach out to milestones and create benchmarks in life, probably they should be about skills, learning, education, probably visiting new places or making new relationships, things that give you lasting happiness than the things that just give you brief relief. You choose the side of the life you want to be at. The mind redefines enough, and that is always upward, by the way. Nothing is enough. You reach here, your next enough is upward. You move ahead, you move upward, you're always moving upward. Arrival is definitely promised because you feel one day I will. but it is never delivered unless you take a very conscious call like I did. I took a conscious call. I gave myself 1 year period. I really did that. Believe me if you can. You might feel like she's just talking for the sake of this video. No, this happened long ago. I could have spoken about this long ago, but I did not, because I did not feel ready and I did not feel assured if I am capable of talking about this topic. But now I do, because this is the kind of life I've been living for 4 or 5 years now, and it suits me. It keeps me happy. It gives me time to think about things that really matter to my life, the kind of life that I really want to lead, filled with relationships and happy, delayed dopamine, and not, you get the point. What actually makes people feel rich? Let's talk about that. I think margins are important. Okay, time margin, money margin, energy margin. What do I mean by margin? Margin means breathing room. Okay, it's this gap between what you need and what you have. I'll give you a little example. Probably I need 50,000 rupees to live. For a month, I need 50,000 rupees. And I have, say, 60,000 rupees coming in every month. So this is what I need and this is what I have. Margin is of 20,000 rupees. And I've explained it to you in monetary terms because it's the easiest way to explain. So what is the meaning of margin? It's not just in terms of money. It's also in terms of time. It's in terms of energy. Yeah, I was missing that word. So energy, time, money, all three. Okay. If I want, let's say I need 2 hours to work out and I have 3 hours spare that I can use for workout. So there is this margin of 1 hour, extra 1 hour that I've got. That is true richness. I'm not rushing into things. I have time for things that I want to do. I'm not compensating on the things that I really want to do with the things that I don't really care about, but I'm doing it for your happiness. I don't want to do things for your happiness. I want to own my own life. It's mine. I want to live it my way. Okay? Time margin. You're not rushing everything. A delay doesn't derail your day. Your calendar has space. That is true richness. You want to see this new statue, like say Statue of Unity in your city, and you want to go and see it. Good. You've got time. You can go. Instead of always in this mindset, oh my God, I am so I'm swamped. How will I manage? Oh my God, I will plan. Okay, I will try. And that you keep trying, you keep thinking about it, and things never happen. It's because you did not have that margin. You did not allow yourself to have that margin. Money margin. An expense doesn't create panic. That is money margin. You wanted something, you needed it, you have it. You have the money margin. You're not one decision away from stress. Every time you want something in life, you're stressing. That means you don't have money margin. You don't need every rupee to perform a job. That is money margin. Energy margin. You're not constantly depleted. I want to record this video, but I don't have time. Oh my God, I just can't get up from my bed. I'm so finished. I can't. That is you constantly depleted. You don't have time for anything that you truly want to do. You don't need stimulation to survive the day. Okay, stimulation is that I want to go for a walk, but first I will have coffee, only then I can go on the walk. No, this constant need for stimulation, that is your energy telling you that you don't have it. There's no margin. If you create energy margin in your life, one big difference that you will observe is that you will start responding to things than reacting to them. Okay? This comes from a special place of peace in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. So create that. It's not automatic. You will have to go out there, make some fruitful decisions and choose it, and then make it happen. Richness is having buffers and not excess. That is not richness. Having buffer, some extra, okay? Enough, that is richness. Freedom from urgency is richness. Ability to say no comfortably, that is richness. Stability over spectacle. That is richness. Calm over excitement all the time. That is richness. Man, I hate going to disc and pubs. I don't think I've ever been there. I've been to one. I think so. Might be. I don't know. I don't go. I'm not a party person. You probably only know that. If I'm in a party, I feel there's too much of this pressure to feel happy. Oh, come on. I don't want to feel anything, and that makes me happy. Why is this expectation to show yourself that you're happy? I don't understand that. I once visited this Diljit Dosanjh's concert. Brilliant concert, by the way. Brilliant. Everybody was having a gala time. I was sitting in one of the nicest rows and just sitting, not singing, not dancing, just looking at people like this. Not because he's not good, he's really good, but because I am not that person anymore. I don't enjoy concerts, I don't enjoy parties. And now you may feel, ma'am, you're missing out on life. No, I don't. I'm not actually. I read every day before bed. I relax. I take breaks between work. A lot of breaks, by the way. I listen to music sometimes. I work out every day. I maintain a calorie deficit. I've lost 3 kgs in the last 1.5 months. That is the life I've chosen for myself. I'm happy. I'm okay with it. And I don't feel the need to justify it. I'm not that person, is what I tell people if they ask me. I'm not that person. I'm sorry. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. Now let's talk about why some truly wealthy people live very simply. Simplicity is not lack, it's a choice, is what we need to understand as individuals. Reduced noise increases sense of abundance. The lesser the noise, the more abundant you feel. The more in control you feel, the more you are with yourself. Noise isn't just a sound, it's mental clutter. I'll give you a few examples of noise. Noise is this constant buzzing of your phone. Constant. I know you don't need to respond, but your thoughts are disturbed every time you hear a ping on your phone. Why is it on? And some people, I feel, my God, they've got numb to it. Their phone will keep buzzing all the time. And it's like they don't care anymore. But there is still this sound on. Why? Why can't you just switch those off, the unnecessary ones? I'm sure it doesn't take much of a decision to do that. Noise includes your constant upgrades, endless wants, comparisons that you make with people, your friends, notifications, like I just said, lifestyle maintenance. That is noise. Always this next question in your head, what should I do next? What should I buy next? When the noise is too high, nothing feels enough. Satisfaction is short-lived. Attention is scattered. And when the noise reduces, what you have becomes more visible. You start looking at things differently. Gratitude becomes natural and not forced anymore. Abundance feels present. It's not something theoretical. It's not something that is coming from some theory book. No, it's something that you feel. It's around you. It's inside you. It's this aura. Okay, so abundance isn't always created by adding more. I think we're clear on that. Often it appears when less is demanding your attention. That is when it actually appears in your life. Security removes the need to display. Simplicity preserves autonomy. Okay, you have more control. You can choose what to do and what not to with your time, with your money. You are your own master. Luxury becomes an option. You want to buy something luxurious once in a while. Okay, go ahead. It's okay. Sometimes okay. But it shouldn't become your necessity. It shouldn't become something like you are forced to do every 3 months. You have to buy something extremely ultra expensive to prove something to somebody who doesn't exist. So I guess this was the end of this video. I just want you to examine your behavior. I'm not asking you to change your behavior. I just want you to be more aware of how you behave and if there are such people who are existent in your life. Richness is an internal experience and I want you to experience it. You don't need a lot for that. Okay? I told you the difference. Try and feel it. Maybe just close your eyes, put your phone on the side, probably for a few minutes on silent. reflect, think about it. If whatever I said or any of what I said made sense to you, okay? I'm not judging you at all if you are living that way. But I want you to know that you can switch to this side whenever you want. There's so much peace on this side. I'm welcoming you. Join me on this side. I'm hopeful that you will live a more rich, a more satisfied, a more fulfilled life. Because there's so much noise on social media, and I know that you see these, not chase, sorry for the word, you see these people, flashy things they are buying every day, and they are showing it to you. Hey, look at my new car. Or, hey, look at my new shoes, 4 lakh rupee a pair. And you feel like, oh, one day I will also do this. Believe me, this person who's showing it to you, those 4 lakh rupees spent on a pair of shoes, is probably not at all happy in their life. And you don't want to be that. You want to be you. You just want to be more aware. You want to be more aware of your own feelings, of your own desires. And you should be in control of those desires. You shouldn't be a puppet in other people's hands. Now, I want to ask you a question. What would make you feel rich even if no one saw it? What would be that one thing or one experience that you'd want to have to feel rich, despite nobody noticing it, nobody seeing it? Okay? Tell me that in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe so that we stay in touch. And I make amazing content on Instagram, just so you know. Go and follow if you want to learn in quick bites, 10-15 second videos. They're there. And that's it. Thank you so much. It's time to go.